In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune. You have to understand how things are up here. In all of life there is a rhythm. All things living carry out this tune.
Libra, how you getting on, guys? So we're here to do a June tarot card reading for you, and we'll go straight into the channel messages, and then a few things that I just kind of like I'm going to say towards the middle, towards the end. But I think that someone's got something to say. I think someone has also got something quite a lot to say. I'm also hearing a Lottie, or Laura, or Lotting, plotting. They're also saying someone's plotting something, like a great escape, or plotting, so planning. I think that you have a lot of plans, Libra, but I don't know why, but they've just said that they could well be broken for some reason. It feels like broken promises, as some kind of like promise, like Victoria's Secret. It seems to me that there is a secret. Sorry, I'm kind of like thinking how hot I am and this fan's not touching me and I haven't got things situated right. So I normally get catchphrases, okay, but with you, with your channel messages for June, I actually come out with sentences, and the things that I put was the explanation. That was what started the whole thing off, is an explanation is needed. There is definitely a lot to do with explain yourself. Where have you been? What have you done? Because there's some kind of like, well, what have you done? kind of feeling. Okay, this is how I do it. I don't need to explain myself. Is the first thing that kicked things off. Is what that is. I think that I don't know why it feels like I caught you with your pants down. Is pretty much what I'm hearing. Okay, this is how I do it. And I don't need to explain myself. There's some kind of like someone is like really asking someone to explain where they've been or what they've done or where they're going. It feels like a little bit like I need to track every single move that you make just to make sure. And it feels like, because I put, in the UK we call it a dirty stop out, right? If someone goes out and they stay out all night and they're drinking and they're tanking it up and then they come back in the morning, people say, oh, you dirty stop out, right? But that's one thing that I heard, is that you dirty stop out. Right, but it's like stop. Look, listen. I'm definitely picking up a Cancerian, because that would be red light, green light. Stop, look, listen. It's like, look, stop, look, just listen to me. I need to explain where I've been. And I think that this is someone that's connected to. I mean, if this is you, like Libra, and you're out in the town, then someone's out in the town painting it red. But I think a lot of this is I'm channeling it from the other person coming towards you, which is, look, just stop a second. Where have you been? Right, because it's just saying, they're saying just explain to them what you want. That was another thing that I picked up, is just explain to them what you want. That's what Spirit said. You have to explain. They're actually saying you have to explain yourself to Spirit of what you want. I think someone is so like wrapped up in their head that what they're getting back is a lot of confusion. Okay, some of you could be possibly dealing with another air sign, could be Gemini, possibly Aquarian. Okay, but I'm picking up that it's that Spirit is saying explain to them fully what you want, because I'm picking up, I don't know if people do manifests or stuff like that, but you have to be very specific in what you want, because you don't want to call in a person, because when you're contracted with karma, which everybody is, okay, when you try to call in a person, you will get a person, right? But that doesn't mean that they're going to be the perfect person. Not what you feel. Your feelings are what create you drawing something towards yourself, which is normally attention. Okay, so if we need something, well, in comes someone that needs an explanation of where they've been, if it's a past partner, right? So if you've not been trusting someone all this time, okay, you've been thinking about it, what you've possibly got coming up is judgment, is someone coming back in order to explain themselves of where it is that they have been. It seems to have been plain as day when I was picking it up, because I normally just pick up catchphrases, right? But this has been sentences. Okay, now some of them are saying that this is a sentence. They're saying a death sentence, and it could be to do with a Scorpio, the death card. but they're saying some kind of like sentencing. It's a little bit like judge, jury, execution. I don't need to explain myself. This is the way I do it. This is the way it is. And someone is going to lay it straight on the line to someone and tell someone exactly what they want, when they want it, and when they don't want it. That's what they're saying. So I don't know if this is going to be you making that explanation, but there's going to be an explanation as what they're saying. Someone is really going to try to explain themselves and come out with, well, they're saying come out with a line, right? Come out with a line. A lion, also, Leo, or a lion, like they're going to come out with some kind of like line. Right, now here it's like, whose line is it anyway, which was a comedy show, but it's a little bit like, okay, you enter stage, you enter stage, okay, and go. What have you got to say about it? And it's, it's a little bit like a community group. In a community group, when I used to work in counselling, we used to have like a seat of chairs, and they used to sit in a table, or not a table, but there was loads of chairs, and everybody used to have to sit around these chairs. Now if you had a problem with someone that was sitting here, you couldn't sit next to them if you had a problem. You had to sit here, and this person had to sit here, and you had to put your hands behind your back and then shout and scream at one another while it was facilitated by key workers. Okay? And it's a little bit like that. It's a little bit like Knights of the Round Table. Okay? And I don't know why they keep saying that it is something to do with the table. Something to do with like a table and chairs. I've got no idea where that's coming from. Libra, a table and chairs. Well, this is what I own. It's like, no, I own them. And it's like, do you don't know those? It's like that there's a debt to something, right? And I don't know if this is an ex, but it's like, no, you owe me for the table and chairs. No, you owe me for the mattress and the bed, and that I put down and I owe you. And I really don't know if these are like betting slips, is what they're saying, like a betting slip. Like someone's been gambling, okay, is what they're saying, like gambled. Oh, they're saying that someone could have possibly gambled some of the belongings away. Like, I don't know why I'm seeing things up for auction, like on an auction yard, and it's like, oh my word, hold on a second, that's my bed, bruv. It's like, you can't sell that. And I don't know if it's specifically because someone's moving, and they're like, well, that's got to go, that's got to go, that's got to go, that's got to go as well, yeah, we can get rid of that one, right, put that one on eBay. And someone's like, hold on a minute, bruv, that's my bed. And so you can't get rid of that. It's like, well, you know, this is what I want, and this is what I don't want. And I think that there's a lot of this conclusion of, well, I don't want this anymore, and I don't want that anymore, and I don't want this, and I don't want that. And I really don't know if this is like a person, or if it's tangible things, right? Things. But nothing else really come up for you apart from, well, explain yourself. Just physically explain what it is. Some of you, it's the person that you've been going through this with, and they need to explain themselves, right? For some of you, this is an explanation of what you should manifest if you're trying to manifest something, because so above, so below will be what you're thinking about. You know, I went through this in a Leo reading. Okay, signals that go out towards another is that you will pull something in, but if what you think about is negative stuff, what you pull in is negativity, obviously. Okay, so above, so below. If you're excessively doing something and obsessed with doing something way too much, okay, everything that you do throughout the day, TV, everything, what you think about goes around in a clog, and that's kind of like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking and I'm believing, and bam, there it comes. Okay, that's what you're manifesting. Okay. So that's why we obviously had Buddha and things like that were just like peace, quiet, harmony, you know, just kind of like not talking, just reserving their energy, just didn't bother anybody, nobody bothered them, they didn't do anything, they just prayed and done all that stuff. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like delay things a little bit, because I can't pick up anything else for you, Libra. I really can't. It is specifically just what they're saying. Lay it on the line of what you want and what you don't want. Okay, now if you really don't want this person to act a certain way, but they have been acting a certain way, if they have been acting a certain way, then obviously that's what you don't want, right? So you don't keep it going. You don't keep that going, because you keep your karma going. You know, you have to explain what it is that you want, and you can't expect someone to change their way. If they've been doing it for a long while, you can't expect the person to change their way just because they're back into your life, is what they're saying. just because they're back into your life, you can't expect the person to change. They can change momentarily, meaning that they can come back and they can like, yeah, this is all good, and then as soon as people get cushy and they put their feet up, they kind of like start back with their old ways. That's normally how people are. That was Mr. Windows, back with their old ways, back with the old ways. Something, Arrested Development. It came out through Virgo reading. Arrested Development, back to the old routine. That was it. If anything to do with Virgo and you're cross-watching, that was your song. I said Mr. Windows. It's back to the old routine. Back to the old routine. Right, Mr. Windows. Back to the old routine. This is the routine, rota. Something to do with, okay, they're coming in now. Something to do with like a rota. And like, well, it's back to the old routine. We're going to have to like go all into routine. It's all like, we've got everything all planned. It's all done. And now there needs to be a routine. And it's like, eat, sleep, rave, repeat. That came out through those too. Eat, sleep, rave. Sorry, but the sun is in my chart at the moment, and it always makes my scalp actually itch. Believe it or not, when my sun is in my chart, it's actually in my 4th house. But yeah, my nose starts to itch normally then, and it's very hot. We have a heat wave. But eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. But you can't expect someone to change their way. But a lot of that could be to do with your work, where it's going back to an old routine. Okay. So let's see. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you are interested, I'm having to explain this to everyone. I'm even getting fed up with hearing my own voice. Okay. Libra, I'm going to take that one. Okay, which is 3, which is Billy Crystal, unfortunately, and Meg Ryan. That definitely came out through that reading. 333. If you're dealing with a Cancer, they had Cinderella and Cinderella's 3-party tea party. You know. I don't know why I'm kind of looking down. If you are interested, things are changing over on Patreon. If you like the music and the intros and stuff that I do, okay, it's all going over to Patreon, and you can just buy it. It's very cheap. You can join just like you do on Patreon. Okay, if you're just interested in the music, it'll be very cheap, and you can just download the MP3 or WAV file and have it for yourselves. Okay, but that's kind of the plan. The readings. This one specifically will go to the $5 readings like all the others have been, okay? Now, I left a tier open in the past, and that was the old tier that I used to have that was a bit more expensive, and they go right back to 2016, 2017, okay? But everything else still has been put on there, and some people have been keeping with that one, and I really do appreciate your support. But from now on, I'm probably going to be going back to work, and I don't have a whole lot of time, and I would rather reserve my energy and put it all into channel messages, tarot card readings, and focus just on Patreon for a little while, okay? But there will be stuff that comes out on here. But what I'm saying is that you versus them and stuff like that is just going to be one continuous video, channel messages, no explanations, no holding back, straight over onto Patreon, and that's what people will get. But it will explain over on Patreon if you are interested. Okay. But 3, see, 3 is the magic number. 3 of us. It's just the 3 of us. I don't know why I'm making a mockery, because it feels like someone's been made a mockery of. Like it's like a jam. It's like, well, I'm in between a rock and a hard place. Of now on the road again is what I heard. On the road again. Let's see. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2020. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for June 2020. Libra for June. The month of June 2020 for Libra. It seems to be like quiet for some reason, like quiet. Acquire or acquiring wisdom. Like I need a little bit more wisdom. Someone could be like experienced in certain things, but someone needs a bit more wisdom for some reason. You know what they're saying? Okay, so there you go. So that definitely came out for the last reading, which was Leo. Sorry if I'm sweating, but like I said, there is a heat wave. This is phallic. This is someone that's trying to make an advance to you, okay? So definitely somebody wants a sexual relationship, okay? Somebody definitely wants that. They want this opportunity, and they're waiting for it to come in, and it is here. So there you go. So your Leo, more than likely, is here, or you have this in your chart, but you are definitely waiting for that, okay? But if there is a third person, they are still present in this energy because it's starting off with 3. But it starts off with waiting. It starts off with a sexual advance, and that's what someone wants. Okay, now if that's a one-night stand, that's a one-night stand that you either want or you don't want, and that might be why you're contemplating on thinking, well, is this person going to reach out to me, and what do they want? Is it just for sex, or is it not? Okay, because if it is, and I don't want that, I'm going to lay it straight on the line and tell them exactly how it is. but this person definitely wants that. Okay, they definitely do want that. Okay, they might make sexual advance. The King of Wands also likes a lot of attention. Okay, or wants a lot of attention, needs a lot of attention, and more than likely gets a lot of attention. And it is leaving someone in a bit of a 2 and 8 of thinking, well, who comes first, me, you, or the thing that you're most interested in, which is getting attention. Okay. Because this is a little bit like demand. The King of Swords, King of Wands. Supply and demand. I'm also picking up supplying, but multiplying. There could be a pregnancy possible. Libra for June. Oh, I don't know why I shouldn't have. It's so hot today. Libra, Sun, Rising, Venus for June. Okay, Six of Cups. Yeah, someone is definitely going to make an advance, or you're with your person. Okay, Six of Cups. You could definitely have children with these people. If you don't have kids, you could well have. Definitely. Okay, the soulmate. There's definitely advances though. This person is definitely teetering, put it that way. The Knight of Cups is teetering, wandering. Okay, I mean, if any of you are going through anything bad, then the thing that you would be going through bad would be a third party relationship. If you're not going through anything bad, this is just you just flirting with your partner, waiting for something though. You are definitely waiting. But if there is a Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, then that's definitely there. Okay, someone is looking at a Pisces, possible fire sign Pisces. But again, make an advance. I'm also hearing, can I have an advance? It's just a straightforward reading. I don't think you've got any dramas, unless you have got dramas, and that's where things will turn around in the end. But there you go. Not speaking. Not speaking. It's like speaking and speak when spoke to, and then I'm not speaking. Someone is headed towards the High Priestess in order to find something out. There's something that needs finding out. That's what I said. If those channel messages are real, that's how it will explain yourself of wherever you've been in. Because if we haven't spoke for quite some time, then explain yourself. Because this could be a friend. Okay, you could meet a friend or someone or a new person that you haven't seen in a long time and you haven't spoken in a long time. Okay, but if the person comes back, they're more than likely back. That's your love interest, and you haven't been seen with them for a long while. This is a little bit like, I haven't been seen with you for a while, or I haven't seen you in quite some time. We haven't been speaking. We're not on speaking terms. But that's with a Libra, and that's with a brother or sister as well. Here, brother or sister, or a child, but it would be a younger person, and we haven't been speaking, or we're not on speaking terms, or I'm hiding something about a child. And that, you see, this is where this starts to become very difficult for you guys, because you've got 3 here, and you've got the High Priestess that... See, your intuition is only something that you continue to go through and continue to just try and figure out what your intuition is. Okay, the more times you do it, the stronger it grows. The stronger the connection goes. But again, for some time, some people just close down and they don't say anything, and they realise that, well, if I just be quiet and I don't say anything, then people are going to chase me. If I just be quiet and I've got a connection and I don't say anything, they'll just come to me. It's kind of what you're thinking, Libra. That, well, if I just don't say anything, okay, then this person will end up, you know, I'll wait for them, and I'll not speak until they arrive. So it's a little bit like kiss chase in a way. It's like, well, I'll just close down, shut down, not speak, and then just wait and see what happens. Or this could be, let's just take it one step at a time. But the High Priestess, she can be guarded in certain ways because she has obligations. She represents dark and light at the same time. You know, in equality, that's why it's Libra really for me, because it's 2. So it's just me and you. So if it's just you and one other person, that might be an explanation of like, well, is it just me and you? Or is it the kids as well? Or is there someone else here? And if you are going through something, that might be that explanation of what it is that this person's been keeping from you, that you're saying, well, explain yourself of where you've been then. Because if I go back to the channel messages, it's just explain yourself and tell them what you want, because that was it. You have to tell them what you want in a relationship. Make it perfectly clear what you want in a relationship. Because if someone can be a bit of a player here, right, if they're teasing around with like giving you advances, but you're not really happy with that, but you're thinking, well, I really, like, you know, this person's got everything that fits the bill. But it's kind of like this energy. Sorry, because I'm just so hot today. What fits the energy is if someone teases and plays and they just like contact you whenever they feel necessary, okay, and you think, okay, well, I'll just wait until they contact me again and just leave it in the hands of God or whatever, in the hands of spiritual law, and just see what happens. It's kind of like that. But if you're not happy with a one-night stand and an advance, but you're just really happy because the person looks extremely attractive or whatnot, okay, that's you calling in a person. But that doesn't mean that, well, they look great and they fit the bill, but on the other hand, what they just want is a sexual advance, and I'm not happy with that. You know, because that's not a perfect person. That's looking at a person prosthetically and looking at everything that they've got and that they're really attractive and everything else. But if what they do, and you are going through that, and they are giving sexual advances, and that's not what you like to do, because you either like that or you don't like it. But if you're not liking it, then there's something that you must be doing that's attracting in that, right, which is teasing and playing with the person here, because this can be a teasing and playing energy. And if they don't like it, then they need to speak up of what that is that they don't like, if this is causing any rift. And it's the same that applies to you too. That if you go through any rifts of someone that has sexual advances and stuff like that, and they have an urge and a need that needs to be met, but you don't like that, then that's what you have to explain to them, that you don't like that. You know, you have to, because, I mean, you don't have to, but if you're going through something very difficult, you have to explain what you want. That's what the channel messages are, of an explanation. Someone needs to explain themselves of what they want in a relationship and what they don't want in a relationship. And when you say that, and you physically do say that, that's when you come out. Okay? That's when you come out. When you start to lead the way of telling spirit and people in life what you physically do want and what you physically don't. And if people do not want that kind of thing, and you've said that, and they keep doing it, and you've said you don't want it, then that's when you ditch them, you leave them, you go your own way, and your karma will start to subside more when you stop doing that. But when you keep doing that because of someone possibly, you know, how they look or how they are or the advances, you know, I don't know why I'm picking up that energy for a lot of you, because it is very confusing. Because straightforward, really, the energies are really not that bad or confusing, apart from this 3, and the reason why you're not saying something is because if you need to stand up for yourself because you're not sure if this person is with someone else, right, but they give you sexual advances, but that's all they give you, is just like forget-me-not, you know, kind of like, well, you know, you look pretty good, I really like you, I've been thinking about you tonight, but, you know, have you said to them, are you with someone else? You know, have you got someone else? Now, that all comes down to trust, and if you know the person, of whether they really are with someone or not, because you have got Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. Okay? If you are anything to do with a Leo and a Cancerian, they are distrust and Capricorn and toxic stuff all over the place. And like I said, the past readings that I did, someone had 3, 3 and 3, and you started off with the 3. Okay, that was a Cancerian reading. Okay, so you have to go back and watch your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. But again, if someone's worried, then you're going to have to speak up and say what you do want and what you don't want. And if people don't like it, then they have to go their own way, you know. And you have to forget that. But if you keep teasing with this energy, they will keep treating you exactly the way you want to be treated. Because if you don't want to be treated that way, but you are being, that's because you're letting them do it, and they think, well, I can do that, you know. So you're giving your power over to a person, one person in life. No way. No way can you give your power over to one person. Okay? Because I really keep picking up now that this story is kind of like progressing into the reason why I'm not said anything is because I'm not sure if you are physically with someone else or if there's someone that is more important than me. Now, if this is coming down to a relationship of toxicity, right, it's because someone is busy. That the third thing that they have in their life may not be a person. It's a thing. It's a job. It's a place. It's something that keeps them very occupied. Right? So you've got to know your person inside out. Know the fact, yeah, they're at work. That's the third thing. Right? But if that third thing is a sexual advance and this person's a little bit like player, then that's playing the field. You see, that's waiting for a home run. That's a home run. Okay, so we're going to go over to the other side, guys. So like I said, sorry about your reading being a little bit short, but I am really hot, short of time, and I've got loads to do, loads of other readings to come out through the month. So this will go to the $5 tier, okay? If you want all of the other readings that come out, they will go to tier 2, if you want to join that one, okay? If you want a personal reading, you can reach out from the link below, join any other piece of multimedia that I like. Also the Lucid Dream Tarot music for the other videos and stuff. I've just done another song. Well, another 2 songs, but they will go over to Patron if you want those. They will be there available for people to purchase if you want to. Okay. Alright guys, thanks very much, and I'll catch you on the other side.